Folk made a defensive error. Kotoko capitalized on it, and they are leading the game.
I told you when we were discussing this game, Mutala, that the problem for both teams will be their defensive, play.
Yeah.
Hearts of Oak, instead of always playing a sweeper behind, always play a flat central defensive pair. And Mukwala being clever will always be in between them. And then when the ball is sent long, he is faster than both central defenders, and he pounces on it, and he makes a quick, touch, and he's there.
So that was how Stevie Desi Mukwala scored for Hearts of Oak. Now they do. I mean, first 45 minutes, you can say Kotoko duly deserved to take the lead.
I think the most important thing they've done is in the first 45 minutes. You can really see the pace of Steve Mukwala is really distracting the Hearts of Oak central defensive pair of Winimi and Kofi Abwesima. Anytime Mukwala is in between the two center halves, trying to run behind them. So I think in the second half, Zeze, Peter Aminuakwa, and of course Babaya should get the more. At any time, try to play the ball behind the two central defenders. That is the strength of Steve Mukwala, and to work for them. That is why they've scored the first goal in the first 45 minutes.
So let's see what happens there. But we take a quick break here on Star Times at the Patch channel 247. We will return and analyze the first half more. We'll be right back.
Oh. Hey, Star Time say, a new concert sika wutia TV no. Ni boy den eche wudanka.
Oh, prepaid NASA.
A new concert sika wutia TV no. Ni boy den eche electricity bills.
Done well to keep that in.
Dad, school fees.
A new concert sika wutia TV no. Ni boy kwa den eche school fees. Star Times die. Yeti asiepa. Yen never pay TV a. Ye woni ja form emo bia timi hwere ni so ade. Enti obia timi hwebi. Ubetimi ja nkwada nyina dia ma Star Time TV. Esan say, entie mabema nkwada ni achi na wasuo die. Ni nyina wa Star Times. Ai, Star Times ebe more premium entertainment. Anyoma ye nikanika bema ufie aye de. Dia kwaso wiase nyina. Ubenya bia hwe our Star Times so. Ai, wouldn't say, we hear Star Time. Oh, they was so form. Me say, any jenny dear, a true chada.
Star Times. Enjoy digital life.
So, your rent now.
This is our own, let's cherish our own. Ghana Premier League is back again. I say this is our own, let's cherish our own. Division 1 League is back again. This is our own, let's cherish our own. Ghana Premier League is back again. This is our own, let's cherish our own. Women's Premier League is back again. I don't see a day what dog can want. And EJ can want. Get the ratio more. I say a day what dog can want. And EJ can want. Get the ratio more. Since the days of Baba Yara, since the days of Shambo.
So the first 45 minutes has ended. They are the Barbera Sports Stadium. As you know, Asante Kotoko leading Hearts of Oak by a goal to nil. An 8th-minute strike from Stevie Desi Mukwala has given the Porcupine Warriors something to hold on to, and the second 45 minutes will be very pivotal to both sides, who actually would go on to get the 3 points, or Hearts of Oak salvage a point from this game there. So here in the studios of Star Times at the Patch channel 247 with Coach Ernest Thompson and of course Nanedu. Kotoko Amaya Homi game in this as early as the 8th minute. A long ball from the top caught the Hearts of Oak defense, and Stevie Desi Mukwala punished them.
That is the most important thing they did in the first 45 minutes. The straight ball to Mukwala, tried to use his space to worry the two center halves for Hearts of Oak, and that is the work for Justice Blay, Andrew Sintimenu, and Enoch Morrison, who are doing those work in the middle of the park for Asante Kotoko. And it's working for them. That is why they are leading by 1 goal to 0. In the second half, I want to see Peter Aminu Akwai putting a lot of pressure on Michael Ampedu and Dennis Kosa, because in the second half, we would like to go forward more and try to equalize. So when you put pressure on their wing backs, it will worry them a lot. So that is one thing I'm expecting them to do in the second half.
Coach, this is like a replica of the goal they conceded against Adriana. It was a long ball from the top. And in that Adriana game, Hartlepool could not cope with the long balls. We've seen it happen in this game against Kotoko as well.
Yes, you see, Coach Nate Prosper Ogum did say in his earlier submission that he was going to work on the Hearts defense to win this game, because he has seen their weakness and he is going to use it, and that is what happened. They always, you see, it's a weakness that should have been corrected after the Adriana game, but it seems like the same mistakes are being committed, and more than 3-4 times the same thing.
Is it the positioning?
The positioning.
Okay.
You see, and you allow the striker who is faster than both for you to stand in the middle, in between you. So when the ball is sent overhead, he will just move faster. And it happened 3-4 times. So what correction is the coach making in this instance? You see, and that has been the bane of Hearts of Oak. But aside that, it's been more of a midfield battle, heckling here and there and that stuff. So let's see what both teams will come up in the second half with. Because,
so that was a long ball from the top. I think it was Enoch Morrison that gave that pass, and from there it was a lost battle for Thomas Winemi. I could see Agbisima was very furious with him. ABC, he should have even fouled him outside the box when he noticed that he couldn't match Mukwala for pace. Nanedu,
Mutala, anytime Mukwala is in front of you, it's very difficult to take the ball from him. So the most important thing is don't allow Mukwala to be in front of you. As a central defender,
allowing Ellen Haaland to get in front of you. He's strong.
He has that bulky type of striker. He makes sure he covers the ball. So make sure he doesn't get in front of you. So I think I agree with people who are talking about this area. Winnie should have cleared the ball together with Mukwala, even if it is foul. That would be best for Hearts of Oak. So I think Winnie did a slight mistake in allowing Mukwala to enter the 18-yard box, taking possession over the ball.
Coach, look at where even the ball was.
But coach, would you say the goalkeeper did the right thing by coming out?
That was the only option he had. If he had stayed in the goal post, he would have given Mukwala even more options. But when he moves closer, he closes the angles. But Mukwala was clever, and just after he moved his left foot, he placed the ball right at the step of the foot where he moved, and that was a clinical goal.
Of course, and that was how Stevie Desi Mukwala gave Asante Kotoko the lead. Just 8 minutes into the game, and Hearts of Oak were not able to recover from there. But so it's basically the position of the two defenders allowing Mukwala to be in between them. I say that they did not know who was supposed to mark Mukwala, and that brought that state of confusion into the Hearts of Oak defense. But I'm sure their coach Watara will not be happy with that one. After that goal, Hearts of Oak have not really been able to recover. But Asante Kotoko had a shout for a penalty when Stevie Desi Mukwala was brought down in the box. I don't know, Nanedu, if you saw that.
I saw that angle. I think personally, I thought it was a penalty for Asante Kotoko, because Mukwala had the possession over the ball, and the player decided to clear from that angle. He didn't get the ball, and he was able to beat my target. So I think it was a penalty for Asante Kotoko.
He was in between two players, so it was really difficult to know which player touched him. I saw there was a leg that touched Mukwala, but I don't know whose leg actually touched. This was it.
Yes, there was a touch for.
If it can roll so that we see. It was Stevie Desi Mukwala with the ball. He wanted to go between the two Hearts of Oak defenders. I think it was Agbesima that got him. There was no time. It was a penalty. Yes. So you think Rastum Sonobe got that decision right?
It's not a penalty.
Okay.
Just watch Mukwala's trading left leg.
Okay.
He intentionally kicked the Hearts player and went down. That is it. You see. It's not a penalty.
With this situation, we've seen a lot in the Ghana Premier League. Referees take this as penalty for opponents. And I think
he left his trading leg and then just brushed the defender's leg with it and then went down.
So it wasn't enough for Restom Sonogbe to actually give him a penalty there. Okay, so that is what Coach Ernest Thompson believes there. But Stevie Desi Mukwala has been a thorn in the flesh of Hearts of Oak. But Hearts of Oak themselves, they've not really threatened up front. Most of the balls they've sent into the Kotoko area has been high balls, which
when you have a diminutive attacker
in Hamza Issa,
it wouldn't help you. And
I'm not too sure of the system that you're playing.
To me, is not actually giving Hearts of Oak what they want. As a striker, he holds on to the ball and instead of turning and facing the goalpost to shoot, rather turn
and then who is playing behind who? It's a big question.
It looks like Hamza is playing more on the right side of attack, and Isakuka is rather the one spearheading the Hearts of Oak attack.
It seemed not to be working. What should change in the second half for both sides? For Asante Kotoko, they are in the lead, so they may not want to change much. But for Hearts of Oak, something will have to change. Is it personnel or the tactics?
I think after the first 15 minutes, they should do quick change. You know, Kasim Cisse for Isakuka.
Why Kasim Cisse?
I think, you know, he is that bulky striker who can worry and bully the two center balls. So when you want to rely on, you know, long balls, you need a tall striker that can do well in terms of area ability. So I'll bring Kasim Cisse for Isakuka. And in the midfield, I would prefer, you know, bringing in Salim Adams. Dead ball situation is an expert to replace Rafael Amponsa, because Rafael Amponsa's style of play and Gledo Tanga is almost the same. So it looks like, you know that job can be done by, you know, Gledo Tanga in the midfield. So bring in Salim Adams for Rafael Amponsa, and of course Kasim Cisse for Isakuka.
Now the man that usually make things take for Hearts of Oak is Salifu Ibrahim, and he's not really had his game in this one. It's been more of Linda Mtangi, who has also not created enough for Hearts of Oak.
There are a lot of problems with the Hearts of Oak setup today. It looks like every other player is thinking for the other player. I am expecting you to go. I shouldn't go. At the point you saw Gledo Tanga, a pass was given to him and he was expecting the right back to come, and he left the ball and the ball went out. It's happened severally in the game. They always think for the other player instead of acting before you think. You see, and it's really giving the Hearts of Oak team a problem. They are not getting their passes right, and they are sending the area balls into the Kotoko goal area, which always falls at the mercy of goalkeeper Asari. And it's not helping the Hearts team. They've not created any decent chance that could give them a goal. Kotoko's chance they got, they have just buried it, and that is what matters in the game. Let's see what happens in the second half. After visiting the dressing room, maybe the technical teams have maybe changed their mind, and just like my brother said, some substitutions will be effected to strengthen both teams, and then we see what happens.
Now, despite the fact that we have a goal in this game, the goalkeepers have not really been worked. This was one occasion that Hearts of Oak thought they had gotten the equalizer. They felt that Hasari had taken the ball past the line, but clearly you could see the arms were stretched out. And it's very difficult to tell whether he crossed or not. But clearly,
the two legs was inside the post, but the hand was outside.
The hand was clearly stretched out. And from that angle, it will be impossible for anyone to tell if it crossed the line or not. But he's not really had much to do. It seems Justice Blay and Nuruddin have been able to extinguish any threat that Hearts of Oak have up front.
That wasn't, we didn't get any other angle to see whether his outstretched arm had also crossed the goal line or not. So there wasn't any shout for a goal or anything by the Hearts team as well, because we didn't have the chance of having a VAR to tell us yes he had done that mistake. So without a VAR, nobody can complain this to be a goal in Ghana football.
But now, coach, if a coach finds himself in this situation, the situation that Prosper Nate Ogum is in now, his team is leading by a goal to nil. Usually, what is the halftime talk to the boys?
It's either they hold on to this solitary goal,
which is dangerous,
or they go forward for a second goal. And going forward for more, you leave your back open. He has already complained about his defense as well. So he himself is not too secured about his defenders. So if he should have the intent of going forward and leaving his back, it will be dangerous. So you either have to consolidate this goal and then carry it on, and then you win the game.
Let's see what happens in the second half. There's Asante Kotoko, who are still leading Hearts of Oak by a goal to nil. You're still live on Star Times at the channel 247. We take a quick break. When we return, the second half continues.
The boy a ding etching with Danka.
Oh, prepared Nasa.
A new concert Sika would tell TV no. The boy a ditching electricity bills.
Almost done well to keep that in.
Dad, school fees.
Any kwanza sika wutia TV no. Ne bo ko ye denche wo school fees. Star Times die. Yeti ase ba. Yen never pay TV a. Ye bo ne ja form emo bia timi hwere ni so ade. Enti o bia timi hwe bi. Ubetime ja wo kwa da nyina de ma Star Times TV. Esan say enje ma bema nko da ni achi. Ne wo suo de. Ni nyina wo Star Times. Ai, Star Times ebe more premium entertainment. And no ma ye ni kanika bema wo fie aye de. Ye ko so wiase nyina. Ubeye bia hwe. Our Star Times. I wouldn't say, who's your Star Time? Oh, there was a tough form. Me say, and the Jenny dear, a true kada.
Star Times. Enjoy digital life.
So I'm putting into your rent now. That's not me fee.
Okay. Star Time say, and you can say sika wutia TV no. Ne boy dey eche wo danka.
Oh, prepaid NASA.
And you can say sika wutia TV no. Ne boy dey eche wo electricity bills.
Almost done well to keep that in.
Dad, school fees.
And you can say sika wutia TV no. Ne boy ko ye denche wo school fees. Star Times die. Yeti ase ba.
Welcome back for second half of this top line of the Ghana Premier League. It's a super clash here at the